For joining us this afternoon for 13 News at noon. I'm Felicia Lawrence on the desk for Matthew Foltz. And right now, 13 News is working to learn more about a man found shot to death, on the city's east side. So we learned about this homicide investigation just moments ago. Investigators tell us they found the man shortly before 3:30 p.m. yesterday afternoon on North Leland Avenue near East 34th Street and Emerson Ave. They say the man was in a decomposed state with a gunshot wound. Right now, we're working to learn the man's identity and what led up to the apparent shooting. If you have any information, you're asked to give police a call. And an update to a story that we told you about yesterday at noon. We now know a 15-year-old boy is in police custody connected to the death of an 18-year-old in Beech Grove. Michaela Bauman was shot Monday night at Parkview Apartments. Her family tells us that's where she lived. Investigators say the boy was taken into custody at a home near 34th and Emerson in Indianapolis. Right now, he faces a preliminary charge of murder. Well, 13 News is following the latest on another fatal hit and run here in Indianapolis. It happened on the city's northwest side. This latest victim is the 17th person killed this year. Marion County reporter Lauren Kostick shares the search for the driver and why this area is becoming a dangerous hotspot for pedestrians.
Police say that deadly hit and run happened here along North High School Road. During the day, it's clear there are sidewalks and space for pedestrians, but as soon as it gets dark, neighbors say that all changes. This was the scene early Monday morning. A dark road mostly lit up by police vehicles and a few streetlights. Investigators believe a woman walking in the area was hit and killed by a driver who sped away.
First and foremost, this is tragic for that family who's going to be notified at some point later on a loss of life. And it's happened all too often this year.
And the numbers prove it. So far this year, 33 people have died in Indianapolis after being struck by cars. In more than half of those cases, the drivers never stopped, something that continues to frustrate police.
Please, if you're involved in this, if it's an accident, just stay on scene, please.
People who live in this area agree, calling the crash concerning.
It's kind of hard crossing the streets with all the cars driving fast.
He says that's especially true at night, with very few crosswalks and streetlights.
If you walk yourself at any point in time, you know it could be you, so.
Indy Pet Crisis also considers this stretch of High School Road a dangerous hotspot for pedestrians. In the last 3 years, IMPD responded to 3 fatal hit and runs within the same block, all of them when it was dark out. After the last death, the city's Fatal Crash Review Board issued recommendations to make the area safer, including a crosswalk to connect existing sidewalks to the nearby bus stops. However, those changes have yet to be implemented. In the meantime, neighbors are begging drivers to slow down.
Be extra careful crossing the street for the walkers and the drivers.
In Indianapolis, Lauren Kostick, 13 News.
All right, thank you, Lauren. And 13 News is still working to learn the name of the woman killed in this crash. Police are also searching for the driver responsible. So if you have any information about this case, call IMPD or Crime Stoppers 317-262-TIPS. And right now, police in Hancock County are also investigating a deadly crash involving a pedestrian. This crash happening last night in Fortville. Officers say the victim was in a motorized wheelchair near the intersection of North Madison and Illinois streets when he was hit. Police tell us the driver of the car stayed on the scene and is cooperating with the investigation. She was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. At this hour, police do not believe drugs or alcohol are factors in this crash. This afternoon, we're working to find out who this victim is and will pass along that information when we learn more. Well, we'll take a live look outside right now as we are expecting to see some spotty showers this afternoon. Right now, though, we're seeing some sun, we're seeing some clouds. Meteorologist Sean Ash tracking all of this, saying that some cool air could also be on the way.
We're going to have a nice stretch run. Cool in the mornings. The afternoons are still going to be very pleasant, but yes, for a few hours in the morning, you probably want to have a light jacket tomorrow. So be warned, 40s out the door to start Wednesday morning. Right now, temperatures ranging from 66 in Greensburg, where it's a little cloudier there. Most of us in the lower and mid 70s. It's been relatively humid here the last couple of days, and boy, is that ever going to change. You can see the front that we're talking about. Notice the drop in dew points over in Illinois. That's what's moving our direction, and by sunset here this evening, it is going to look and feel a lot different here as we're going to push all this mugginess out. In the process of doing so, with that front, there will be some hit and miss showers. We're not expecting a whole lot with this boundary. There's not a whole lot to crank out of the atmosphere, but a couple of showers will occur. And then notice what happens as we get into tomorrow morning. Low to mid 40s out the door, and starts a string of sunny days for us. Heading home, getting home from school today, you'll start to notice the clouds decreasing from west to east, and that breeze is going to pick up 15 to almost 25 miles per hour. Ahead in the 7-day forecast, we'll talk about sun chances, get you ready for the chill, and we've got some 80-degree days to discuss as well coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, Sean, let's discuss it then. On to more news we're following across the nation. The aftermath of Hurricane Helene is still causing problems for families. We'll get to the nation a little bit, but right now, Indianapolis causing problems for Indy. So according to the outage map from AES Indiana, there are a little under 1,100 Hoosiers that are still without power. AES tells 13 News additional crews came in from Massachusetts to help restore power. They've been on the ground and working around the clock since the storm hit Friday. People we spoke with all over central Indiana told us they came up with creative ways to deal with the lack of power, but they're all ready for the lights to come back on.
With it being thousands out, you can only do what you can do, and you got to start somewhere. But everybody wants to be first, so that that's why a lot of people get frustrated. They think me. Can you get mine on before you get the other thousands of people's on?
That's a very positive attitude there. Company leaders tell us full restoration probably will not be complete until later today. And now we're digging into the new budget for Perry Township schools. It covers everything from teacher salaries to a bus replacement plan, but a focus of the plan is safety and security. Superintendent Patrick Spray tells us district leaders are utilizing both their education fund and their operations fund to improve safety in their schools. The superintendent says they are also making sure their tools allow people to report incidents and concerns efficiently. District leaders did not address any cases specifically, but you may remember when a student was hospitalized earlier this month after an attack in a Perry Meridian High School hallway. And back in February, police say a substitute teacher at Perry Meridian was attacked by a 16-year-old student. The superintendent says they are having conversations about how to meet the mental health and behavioral needs of students.
It's our first priority. It's what we do to make sure that we secure a safe learning environment. Kids can't learn if they're not feeling safe, and we have a lot of things that we need to think about when it comes to safety. That's physical safety, people, training.
13 News asked if there will be any changes to the number of staff present in the hallways or bathrooms. The superintendent says supervision is always important, and they make an effort to make sure staff is always around. Well, Indy residents finally have some answers to Indigo's new Purple Line. The rapid transit line extends more than 15 miles between Indianapolis and Lawrence. The route runs up Capitol over to Meridian up to 38th Street before heading up Post Road to Fort Bend and Ivy Tech. There it is on your screens. So last night, Indigo hosted an event at the Fort Bend Library so people could get answers before all of this is happening. And we told you about this yesterday at noon. Indigo leaders say the Purple Line is about more than travel.
The Purple Line replaces, like I said, one of our most ridden routes, Route 39, but it goes through an area that has been overlooked for a really, really long time. And so not only is it better transit, but it's infrastructure improvements, it's economic development, it is all of the things that come with bus rapid transit.
Purple Line operation starts Sunday, October 13th.